Hello and happy Tech Talk Tuesday. Come on in. Today is Tuesday and today is Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Michael DeMond and welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. Every Tuesday I go live at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 Central, 1 Eastern to talk about technology for entrepreneurs. So I'm the owner of WeMergeMedia.com and the founder of BondToBuild.com. And my mission is to create content that's going to help entrepreneurs work smarter and not harder. For today's episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, today's episode is solely based on a question. We're not going to do any tech tutorials in this call. However, there will be some tech tips and tech tutorials that you have access to, and I'll tell you how to get access to them at the end. But today's episode was inspired by a question that I asked in the Be Well for Women group last night. So Be Well for Women is a Facebook group which is founded by Carmen Ray that has over 1,000 members. And everyone in that community is working collaboratively to help each other's business grow, to be well connected, informed, and inspired by supporting each other and helping each other. And honestly, the reason why you even have a Tech Talk Tuesday to be watching is because Carmen came to me. Carmen, being the master collaborator and the master connector, came to me and asked if I would host a show or host something in the community to help members of the Be Well community. So that is the reason why we have Tech Talk. It all started because Carmen asked me to bring my information and my content over to the Be Well for Women platform. She knows that I love what I do and I love this technology stuff. And she knows that a lot of people in her community don't. So, I'm here to be able to help people and to be able to share my knowledge and my information through Tech Talk Tuesday for that reason. So last night, I asked the group, what should we talk about? I always like these episodes to be organic and I want them to be timely and I want them to be relevant to what people in the Be Well for Women community need help with in their business. And one of the responses that I have is the one that I decided to talk about. And the reason I chose that topic is because I know that it's common and I talk to enough people on the daily who voice the same kind of frustration and same concern when it comes to technology and being a business owner today. So we're going to touch on that and talk about that. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts. I'm going to do some screen share here and talk about the question and dive in. Today is truly going to be a tech talk. So we're going to have a conversation. So if you have something that you want to share with us, make sure that you go ahead and you comment below, ask your questions as I'm going through, and I'll come back at the end and answer all the questions. I'm sure, let me just take a look real quick. It looks like I'm good because I'm getting my check-ins. Hey, Carmen, good morning. Checking in from Arizona. Michaela Campbell is here. Good morning to you. Daphne is here. Good morning. So I'm assuming everybody can hear me because I don't see anybody telling me that they can't. What's up, Auntie Linda? She is here and checking in. Facebook user, hello, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but good morning and welcome. Wendy is here for Tech Talk Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in and being here. And thank you for sharing as well. So let's go ahead and get to the topic today. So today's question was inspired by Shauna CEO Weatherspoon. And if you don't know Shauna, she's definitely somebody that you're going to want to know or that you need to know. Shauna is a longtime Be Well community member. Shauna is also someone that I've known for a very long time. We met through Shantina Gladney at Pinnacle Motivations, and she is exactly what her name says she is. I just recently was part of an interview with Carmen and Shauna and Linda Michelle Trainer and Crystal, and one of the things Shauna said in her introduction when she was introducing herself is that she's a lot of things, and she's a woman, she's a wife, she's a boss, and she's a CEO. She's multi-talented. And her question is the one that we're going to talk about today. So let me go ahead. I actually want to show my screen with you. Hey, good morning, Chavez. Welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And we're going to go ahead and get into this topic here because I want to just show you, talking about the technology and talking about like friend or foe. I titled this, technology, is it a friend or foe? And, what happens when technology does become a barrier in your business and how do you get around it? But let me first just go ahead and start with Shawna's question. So you all should be sharing my screen. Let me just make sure here that you can see it okay. Oops, there we go. Okay, cool. There's a little delay, so I just want to make sure that what you're seeing is what you're supposed to be seeing. Play. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the reason why I do this show, and the reason why I try to help entrepreneurs understand the value of technology in their business and how you can use it to work smarter and not harder. So as I mentioned last night, I asked a question in the Be Well for Women group. And I said, Tech Talk Tuesday is 12 hours away. What should I talk about? Now, one of the things that I want to point out to you is that these shows are typically done like the morning or the night before. Sometimes I'll work in advance because I'll have something specifically that I know I want to touch on. But usually I try to find something that's timely or that just happened in a call that I may have had with a client or something that I've recently encountered. So I know like technology is just one of those things that, people either love or they hate. Some people love to love it. Some people just remain where they are, leave it alone, and just minimally do what they need to do. And I understand both positions. So that's the reason why I created this show, is to be able to help more people go from that point where technology is a barrier to where it can become a tool and be something that they can help leverage their time in their business. So I want to thank Shauna for bringing this question to the platform. As you can see that, she said, how do we make the greatest impact without becoming overwhelmed with technology? And there was a number of people who liked this post and who commented on this post, which is the reason why I chose to talk about this post today. I know that when it comes to like taking time out to learn new things, it can be a frustrating thing. And, I've learned this over the years of my business, which is why I basically have like two categories of services. Time is a currency, and it's one that you can only spend once, is what I always kind of remind people of. And if you're not investing time, you're investing money. And my services and my company have been kind of based on that, because I've learned over the years that I have two types of clients. I have clients who are willing to put the time in and able to put the time in to be able to learn what they need to learn and be able to do some technology stuff on their own. And then I have some clients who are just at a point in their business where they can't afford the time. Their time is much more valuable than the money that they would spend to hire me or to hire somebody else to do it. I like to not let people be stuck, and I want you to always have an alternative and know what some alternative options are. So if you're someone who doesn't have the time or the interest in learning how to do the technology stuff, there are a number of ways that you can go about getting that done, but you need to know what it is you need to get done. If you are somebody who has the time and want to take the time, then, I have a service for that and can help you with that. Now, the reason why I'm sharing the screenshot with you, you'll notice that I brought this back up and there's a couple of red dots on the screen, is because I want to point out to you why technology is a friend of mine. Technology is a friend of mine for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons is because it allows me to be able to scale in ways that I alone could not. So technology allows me to be able to duplicate some things that I can use technology to duplicate, but it also allows me to be able to do things like I'm doing today with Tech Talk in a very efficient manner. Now, you'll notice it was actually about 12 hours ago, 11 hours ago when I screenshotted this post, I asked the question, what should I talk about? You'll notice here 3 hours ago, so this is 3 hours ago this morning, I got Shauna's reply. Now, why is that significant? Let's keep going. 2 hours ago, I made this post, and 2 hours ago, you saw that the show was put together You receive the link so that you can come over here and watch the show. I have a graphic that's designed for me, and all that has been done. That was 2 hours ago. So basically, from the time that I made the post to the time that I got Shawna's question to the time that we are here today watching Tech Talk Tuesday, I was able to get all this done. And not just simply because like I love technology, but because I have the technological infrastructure to do what I did from thought to production to where we are now. And that brings me to the answer to the question. All right. So let me restate the question. How do we make the greatest impact without becoming overwhelmed with technology? There are a couple of things that you can do when you are, and I'm going to consider you all like business owners and entrepreneurs who are watching this. I'm going to refer to you as content creators. One of the things that I, as a service provider, cannot do is duplicate your expertise. I do not have the years in the industries that you're in. I do not have the experiences that you've had with your clients. So I definitely cannot duplicate that. However, I can provide the infrastructure for you to be able to take that knowledge that you have, those experiences that you have, the content that you have, and then be able to distribute that in an efficient manner, the same way that I did this show. So the work that we all do and that each of you do is important. You know, for most of us, like these are life missions. I know Shauna's work is, geared towards women and girls and really making sure that they're empowered to make a difference in their life. And it's important that her work gets done. And it's important that she has the right tools to be able to do so. And just like the rest of you, you all have these missions and visions that are just amazing to me, which is what really kind of keeps me fueled in the work that I do by being that backbone for the people that I do work with. Because I do want your message to get out, and I do want your work to reach people. I do want you to be able to have your mission fulfilled, and I don't want technology to be a barrier that's in the way. So one of the things that I would say to Shauna's question is find the least path of resistance. Oftentimes, there's a lot of ways that you can get some content done, but you can also do the things that only you can do and then figure out a way to get the rest of the stuff done. So if you're someone who has an idea or you have a concept, maybe you have like I have Tech Talk Tuesday, maybe you have some type of show that you want to do, and that content it needs to be out, like it needs to be released. I would say find the least path of resistance. So most of you most likely have a cell phone. Most likely that cell phone has a camera, and most likely that camera and that cell phone has a microphone. Don't worry about the finished product. Do the part that only you can do. So if you can turn on that phone and you can turn on that camera, turn it on yourself. And if your message needs to come across by you simply speaking into the camera, do that part. Because once you have that content, someone like myself, or if you were to go on Fiverr and find someone can take that video that you then recorded and then make a production out of it. They can edit that video. They can do the graphics. Like they can turn it into the thing that you need it to be. Don't let the technology get in the way. That's usually just a matter of turning on that phone, hitting record, and getting that done. Get that part done. That's number one. So if you don't want technology to be a barrier, follow the path of least resistance and just create the content, because that's the part that someone like myself can't do. I can't be as knowledgeable about all the topics as all my clients are. But if they come to me with a video and say, hey, Mike, here's a video. I need to get this distributed. I need it on YouTube. I need it on my Facebook page. I need to make a workshop out of this. I can help you with that. Like I have a formula for that and I have an infrastructure for that. So that's one way. Get the content that you can do done in whatever way you need to get it done. And then let's worry about the other part afterwards. Find someone who can help you get the other part done. Another thing that you can do, and some people aren't as familiar with this, and it's not as personalized, but there are also platforms out there that will provide you with content that is already done. Now, that content may not necessarily be fully focused on your business and branded for you. However, you can take that pre-developed content, it's videos, it's ebooks sometimes, it's articles, and just simply add your own personal touch to it. Turn on your camera again, because we're talking about video. This month, I'm really going to be spending a lot of time talking about video because I've seen a significant growth in my business because I've been focused on video through these tech talks and making more effort to focus on growing like a YouTube channel and following. So I'm talking about this from the perspective of video because that is a great way for you to be able to reach people, to grow your business and all that good stuff. So if you cannot, let's say, create original content for whatever reason, if you can't turn on your camera, record yourself and all that good stuff, find some what they call PLR or find some master license content that's already pre-done for you, but you're still going to need that infrastructure to be able to distribute it. So because I had the infrastructure today to be able to take Shawna's question, turn it into a show within a matter of hours, it's because I had the infrastructure. Now, you don't have to become an expert to do some of the stuff that I'm doing, because honestly, once the infrastructure is set up and you know how to use it, it's really just about creating your content. I was telling Michaela, she's working with We Merge Media now, and I was telling her a few weeks ago, I'm like, when it all boils down to it, like, we're in the business of pointing and clicking. Like, the way that this stuff is set up these days, like once you get the content, you make the content, that's the part that, you need to do. But after that, like, it's about pointing and clicking and just clicking and making the technology do what it do. So I don't want technology to be a foe for you. I want technology to be your friend. And I want to help you make technology your friend. And this is the way that I'm going to help you do so. So let me go ahead and go back to screen share. Then I'm going to come over to back here, and we're going to close out, go through some comments and all that good stuff. So let me just pull this slide back up. So a lot of you are already members. Oh, so this is what I want to talk about. So a lot of you are already members of the bondtobuild.com community. If you are not, you can go to bondtobuild.com. There's 2 membership options. One of them is for this YouTube masterclass group that I'm starting up, and another was just a general membership. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these topics. So in addition to the question that I asked, I put this poll up asking people, like, what do you want to cover? What are you most interested in? And one of the top ones was creating videos from YouTube with only my phone, because I know a lot of us only have our phone. We don't have all the camera and the lights and all that other stuff. So I don't want you to be stuck. I want your message to get out, and I want your message to be fulfilled. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my part as Mr. Tech Talk Tuesday and giving you the tools that you need to do so. So what we're going to do for these topics that I listed out here is I'm going to create a tutorial video for each of these, and I'm going to make it available for free for everybody who's a member of bondtobuild.com. So if you're not a member, you can simply go and get a membership. It's like $19 a month, or you can pay for the year and save. A lot of you that watch Tech Talk are already members, so it'll be coming there, and I'll get you instruction on how to access it. We're going to cover creating videos for YouTube with only my phone, because that's what a lot of us have to deal with. That's where we are. Creating videos for YouTube with no editing required, because I know that becomes another barrier when you have to do editing. And then the last one is creating videos for YouTube without being on camera, because I know it's just some people aren't ready to be camera ready yet. And there's an alternative way for you to still get your message out, do your brand awareness and all that good stuff. So if you go to bondtobuild.com and you're not already a member, this is the way that you can become one. Just go to bondtobuild.com. And once you're in there, I'll welcome you and all that good stuff, and just wait for further instruction about, how to get access to the courses. I'll be providing that. So let me come back over here to the questions and see who's here, get your thoughts, see, where people are feeling. I don't want technology to be a barrier, but I also don't think you need to become a tech expert. I think it's just a matter of learning getting the right system in place, so I love setting up the infrastructure for my clients, go through training and teach them how to use what we set up. And then from that point, it's just a matter of, following the system. But I'm going to give you some access to that, and we're going to talk about that. So let's go to the questions here and see. Good morning, Providers Helper. Great topic. Thank you for tuning in. Carmen said true. Jojo Pie, welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday, Jojo Pie. Yes, great clarification on how to best collaborate with the technician. Thank you. Yeah, so that's important, because I know, man, I spend time with this stuff, and I love doing that, but that ain't for everybody, and I don't expect you to have to be the one to do that. However, create the part that only you can do, and then give it to the right person, you can get your product done and you can get what you need done. Providers Helper said, I've enjoyed working with Michael for over 8 years and we're still working together. Yes, we are. Love our talks, love when we get together and make some new stuff, do the creation. And you're a perfect example of that. It's like you've even learned to do some things that you weren't doing before that, technology was getting in the way of that. And now there's some aspects of that you're like, you know what, I actually kind of like this and I kind of love this. So that's the kind of thing that, just do the stuff that's good for you. Don't do the stuff that stresses you out. But don't let it be a barrier either, and find somebody who can help you get beyond that point and when need be. Carmen is here. Yay. Yep. Bond to Build members. You're going to get access to that. You're offering everything I need. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Sometimes I get caught up in the lingo. Very, very true, because there is a lot of lingo involved and it does sometimes change a lot. That's a good one. So I like that. I'm going to keep that in mind, Wendy, when I'm creating the content for the workshops. Maybe we need to have some type of most common things that people need to know when it comes to this language, because if you don't know the lingo or you don't understand the infrastructure behind it, then it's hard for you to find a service provider because you don't know what to ask for. And that's another thing that I've learned too, is sometimes I have clients I try to get all my clients to at least go through training with me and learn. You don't have to do it. I know you don't want to do it, but at least come sit down with me for an hour after we get this built. Let's go through everything so you at least understand what you have. And if, God forbid, something ever was to happen to me, you're not totally foreign and lost to what it is that you have. So that lingo part is important. I'm going to come up with a way to be able to educate on that. Thank you. Crystal said, I'll just hire you. Hey, that's absolutely fine too. And I'm used to that. And that's why I was like, I have two types of clients. One who's want to take the time, learn a little bit and do some stuff on their own. And then we have the guys that are just like, look, Mike, I hear you, but I ain't doing that. And I'm cool with that. I just want you to have the options and be okay with the fact that you have options and you don't have to be stuck with it. So we're going to get that taken care of as well. Garcia's techie, she don't count. She does love technology. She does, for sure. Good one. I hope to have you show me around my dashboard and get me started. Yeah, so Daphne just launched her book. She Said Yes. If you have not gotten the copy, go to SheSaidYes.live. And Daphne's a perfect example. We talked, she took advantage of the 15-minute consultation that I offered through Emerge Media. I talked about, how we can go about getting prepared for her book launch. And I was like, hey, I can do it for you, or I can coach you through. And she had the time available. She was able to bring me on board. I believe we only had maybe 2 sessions, I think. Maybe 2 sessions and a little bit of messenger and email follow-up. But she got it. Her website is done. It's up. Her book is selling. I bought my copy today. And sometimes that's all you need. It really kind of depends on how complex the system is. But in that case, I walked Daphne through the infrastructure. We talked about what platform was going to be, what system was going to be easier for her. And we just made it work, and it worked out, so that's another option. And that's the whole thing. I just want y'all to know that you have options, because I don't want your dreams to be stuck behind a tech wall because that you didn't know what the options were, what you had. So Carmen and Crystal say, yep, I ain't doing it. Just call Mike. I'm completely cool with that. All right. So that's our show for today. If you are watching the replay of this, feel free to add comments. I'll come back later on and answer them. If you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and that like button. We're going to be focused on YouTube this month. I'm creating content, creating that masterclass group on bondtobuild.com because a lot of us are kind of we're doing the Facebook stuff, but YouTube is a place where I've been actually getting new leads from people that I'm not connected to simply because they watched the video and they're reaching out through those videos. So that's another way for you to be able to leverage content. I believe in making these content here. I'm going to take this video and distribute it in multiple places and let it go do what it do. Release the work and let it do what it do. So that's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in for Tech Talk Tuesday. Again, if you're not a member of bondtobuild.com, go there, get signed up, and you'll get access to those 3 different tech talk things that I talked about today. They'll be free to everybody who's a member in there. Plus, you get to network with other business owners across the country who are members of our community. So make sure you check that out. And if you are not a member of Be Well for Women, go ahead and go on Facebook, look for Be Well for Women. There's a group and a page, and join. That's totally free for you to be a part of. We're working right now, Carmen and I and Crystal, on July issue of Be Well magazine. So that's going to be coming out. If you need some exposure for your business and you don't reach more women through Be Well, you can place ads. They start at like $29 or $39. So very affordable way for you to be able to get some brand awareness with your business. So I'll see you next week, Tuesday, same time, same channel, same place, and new topic. If you have something that you want me to talk about next week, go ahead and leave that in the comments below too. Be more than happy to put it on the table and see how we can cover that next week. So thanks for tuning in for Tech Talk Tuesday. I wish you all well. Have a great and amazing day.